Hello. Hello. It's me. How's that? Let's. Here's. This goes a little down. And this becomes a little smaller. There we go to chapter. Wait, we did do chapter 7, right? Yeah, we did. The void. Okay, we did this as well. Yep. We're starting at chapter 8. Oh, my fucking back hurts. I need sleep, man. Otherwise, let's wait a bit for like 2 minutes for people to come. Then we're starting. We must finish this book as soon as possible. Hello. It is I, my gamers. I cannot stress this enough. What is up, my gamers? Fucking pain. What was I doing? Yes. Let's start reading, I guess. We waited a whole minute. That's more than enough time. Oh my god, Luna. 1 second, bear back. Alright. Oh, I'm so fucking sleepy. Thanks, Luna, for not letting me sleep. Alright, let's just read. Reading might help. Hopefully, reading will help. Oh wait, you guys can't hear the BGM, can you? Do you want to hear it or not? Should I let you guys listen as well? Here you go. I'm so sleepy. How many times I gotta say it? I'm so sleepy, man. Did you have a good nap? No, that's why I'm sleepy. I think. Oh well. All right. Alrighty. I can't stop fucking yawning. I can't stop yawning, damn it. How am I gonna read like this? Alright, let's try our best, I guess. Alright, where were we? Earlier than usual, is it? My bad. I just wanted to get over with it so I could sleep. I'm sorry. It's not like I can get any sleep anyways, I'll be busy. Stop yawning! Fuck, man. If I keep yawning, I'm not gonna be able to read. Alright, let's focus. Maybe if I focus, I'll stop yawning. Alright. Chapter 8. Saving time. Usually, when users try stopping, the main reasons given are health, religion, and partner stigma. Part of the brainwashing of this awful drug is the sheer slavery of it. Man has fought hard to abolish slavery in many parts of the world, yet the user spends life suffering self-imposed slavery. They're oblivious to the fact that when they're allowed to use porn, they wish they were non-user. The only time that porn becomes precious is when we're trying to cut down or abstain, or when abstinence is forced on us. Yes. It cannot be repeated often enough that brainwashing makes it difficult to stop porn. The more we dispel before we start, the easier you'll find it to achieve your goals. The more we dispel before we start, the easier you'll find it to achieve your goals. Confirmed users who don't believe that porn has any negative effect on their health, these people don't believe in the truth and aren't having a mental tug of war, are typically younger or single with an occasional sex partner. Thus, the eternal feedback is lost due to the nature of their youth, or is too infrequent to be observed or registered. A better argument for a younger user is the time spent, rather saying, I can't believe you aren't worried about the time you're spending. And a better argument for a younger user is the time spent. Rather saying, I can't believe you aren't worried about the time you're spending. Generally, their eyes light up, feeling disadvantaged if attacked on health grounds or social stigma, but on time, oh, I can afford it. It's only X hours per week, and I think it's worth. It's my only vice of pleasure. Okay, that makes sense. So I guess these people are so free. They got nothing better to do, and that's why they can argue. They can argue that porn is good for them because they literally got nothing to do, nothing better to do, right? Turn on the thing that allows you to go back in time and catch up. People are still getting in. I don't want to turn on the thing that makes you go back, because that thing makes the comments very fucking confusing for me. Very, very confusing. It helps the brain wake up. I don't like when someone literally asks me a question on something I said 10 minutes ago. I have no idea what I said. So it just makes the comments confusing. I turn off that thing. If they came late, they should just open the document. It's the book is in the editor, and the what's it called? The description. Open the book from the description. Read the few lines that we already read. It's not much, and then you caught up already. It's not hard. All right. Where were we? I can't believe you're not worried. Let's assume a half-hour daily average, which includes the brain drain of dopamine withdrawals. You're spending approximately a full working day every fortnight. I'm sure you'd agree that half an hour a day is a very conservative estimate. Have you thought about how much time you'll spend in your lifetime? What are you doing that time? Developing real relationships? No. Your favorite porn star doesn't have sympathy for you. Just because you spent so much time on their videos, you're throwing time away. Not only that, you're actually using that time to ruin your physical health, destroying your nerves and confidence in order to suffer a lifetime of slavery, pain, melancholy, and peevishness. Surely that must worry you, right? It's apparent at this point, especially with younger users, that they never considered it a lifetime addiction. That's true. They don't look at the long run. Occasionally, they work out the time they waste in a week, and that's alarming enough. Very occasionally, and only when they think of stopping, they'll estimate what they spend in a year, which is frightening, but over a lifetime is unthinkable. Yikes. However, because we are in an argument, the confirmed user will impulsively say, I can afford it, it's only so much a week, pulling an encyclopedia salesman routine on themselves. Would you refuse a job offer which pays your current annual salary and also gives you a month off every year? Any user would sign in a heartbeat and would get busy finding holiday deals to exotic locations. Figuring out how to spend a full month with no work would be the biggest problem to solve. In every discussion with a confirmed user, and please bear in mind, that's not someone like yourself who plans to stop. Yeah, these people don't want to stop. These were the confirmed users are. Alright? Nobody has ever taken me up on that offer. Why not? Often at this point, a confirmed user will say, look, I'm not really worried about the money aspect. If you're thinking along those lines, ask yourselves, why aren't you worried? Why in other aspects of your life will you go to the great deals of trouble to save a few dollars here and there, but spend thousands killing your happiness and hanging the expense? Every other decision you make in your life will be the result of an analytical process of weighing up advantages and disadvantages to arrive at a rational decision. It may be the wrong decision, but it will be a result of rational deduction. Whenever any user weighs up the pros and cons of using internet porn, the answer is a dozen times over, stop using, you're a mug. Therefore, all users are using not because they want or decide to, but because they can't stop. They have to use porn, and so brainwash themselves, keeping their heads in the sand. Confirmed users should keep in mind that the situation will only get exponentially worse, with more studies coming out and more people talking about the ill effects of internet porn. Today, it's non-medical people discussing the effects. Tomorrow, it will be your doctor's list of diagnostic tests. Gone are the days where the user can hide downtime behind work stress in their sex life. Oh, yikes, people do that? I think they do. You know, because you already rubbed one out and you can't actually have sex, so you tell your wife, oh no, it's just I'm stressed out from work, even though you are fapping it up with porn. Disgusting. Imagine having a beautiful wife and you. Anyways, let's work hard to not become like that. Your partner is going to ask why you're on your laptop at night. The poor user, already feeling wretched, now wants the ground to open up and swallow them. Yep. The strange thing is that many people would pay good money for gym memberships and personal trainers to build muscles and look sculpted. Many in their imaginary and real, the desperation turning to treatments, such as boosting testosterone with dubious and dangerous side effects. Yet, there are many people in this group who would benefit from stopping a practice systematically destroying their brain natural relaxation systems. This is because they're still thinking with the brainwashed mind of the user. Wipe the sand out of your eyes for a moment. Internet porn is a chain reaction and a chain for life. That's funny. You know, chain reaction as in like but also chain for life because it chains you down. And if you don't break that chain, you will remain a user for the rest of your life. Estimate how much time you think you'll spend on porn for the remainder of your existence. Obviously, the amount will vary from person to person, but let's assume, oh my god, it's gonna be a lot. Assume it's a year and a half of work hours. Imagine if there was a check from the lottery for a year and a half of your salary lying on your carpet tomorrow. You'd be dancing with delight. So start dancing. You're about to start receiving those benefits. That does make sense. You know, it's the reason why we don't want to stop, or like one of the reasons that we don't feel like we're motivated to stop, is because the effect, the reward isn't very immediate. It doesn't look very immediate to us. But if we would put it into like simpler words, just like the example here, it's like money, salary for a year and a half, that would be a lot of money. So of course you would take it. We're just not taking it because we're fucking stupid. Well, okay, the book says we're not stupid, we're just brainwashed, so let's get that off. If you think this is a tricky way of seeing it, you're still kidding yourself. Work out how much time you would have saved if you'd never taken your first pick. Man, how much time I would have saved? 1 second. At least a year worth of time. At least, man. And happiness as well. Lost happiness. Shortly, you'll be making the decision to use your final session. Not yet. Please remember the instructions. The instructions, yeah. Remember the instructions. Instructions said, do what you want. Don't try to like willpower throughout the book. You have to like finish the book first until it tells you. Remaining a non-user by not falling for the trap again. All you have to do to remain a non-user is not using porn and avoiding just one peak. Remember, if you do, it'll cost you whatever you estimated your salary gain to be. If you're mentoring someone for their porn addiction, tell them they know someone who refused the job offer that pays their current annual salary and also gives them a full month worth of paid time off. When asked who that person, who that idiot is, tell them, you! Who's the bitch? You! It's rude, but sometimes you need to get the point across in a less polite way. You gotta be less polite. Chapter 9, Health. Now let me drink some of the water. Chapter 9, Health. This is the area where brainwashing is the greatest with users, particularly the young and single, who think they're aware of the health risks but aren't. Many kid themselves by saying they're prepared to accept the consequences. If your internet router had a function that played an alarm tone with a warning when you hit a porn site saying, up until now you've gotten away with it, but if you stay another minute your head will explode, would you have stayed? If you're in doubt about the answer, try walking up to a cliff, standing on the edge with your eyes closed, imagining having the choice of either quitting porn or walking up blindfolded. Yikes. There is no doubt what your choice would be, but burning your head in the sand and hoping you'll wake up one morning and not want to watch porn anymore, you'll accomplish nothing. That's also another good idea. We're all being very naive. Deep inside, everyone thinks, one day I'll stop, one day. Just not today. Just one day. One day I'll quit. That is very naive. Users cannot allow themselves to think of the health risks. If they do, the addiction's leisurely enjoyment goes. This explains why shock treatments are so ineffective in the first stages of quitting. It's only non-users who bring themselves to read about the destructive brain changes. Take this common conversation with users, generally young ones. Me, why do you want to stop? User, I read in a pickup artist blog that it's good to stop for 4 days to amp myself up. Aren't you worried about the health risks? No, I could step under a bus tomorrow. Lol. But would you deliberately step under a bus? Of course not. Do you not bother to look left and right when you cross the road? Of course I do. Oh my god, this guy's an emo little rat. I could step under a bus tomorrow. I can kill myself. Look at me. Life don't matter. Exactly. They go through a lot of trouble not to step under a bus, and the odds are 1,000 to 1 against it happening. Yet the user risks the near certainty of being crippled by their addiction and appears to be completely oblivious. Such is the power of the brainwashing. Internet porn is a wolf in sheep's clothing. Isn't it strange? A wolf in watame clothing. Isn't it strange that if we felt there was the slightest fault in an airplane, we wouldn't go up in it? That's true. Even though the risks are 1,000,000 to 1, yet we take a more 1 in 4 certainty with porn and apparently oblivious to it. What does the user get out of this? Absolutely Nathan. Another common myth is depression or peevishness. Myth. Many younger people aren't worried about their health because they don't suffer any of the depression or melancholy. The depression or stress isn't the disease, it's a symptom. Younger people in general don't feel the irritability or depression caused due to their body's natural ability to produce more dopamine. As they age, lives encounter serious setbacks, their already depleted resources are overworked and they will experience full-blown symptoms. When older users feel stressed, depressed, or irritated, it's because natural's fail-safe mechanisms are protecting the nervous system from excessive dopamine flooding through trimming receptors. Man, that is very true. When you're younger, you don't really feel depressed or anything. You don't understand. Like, it definitely doesn't give you all that depression and stress. Maybe that's why a lot of the younger people are not watching these streams, because they think it's fine. They don't want to quit. The user also develops other neurological changes that keeps them in the rut. Think of it this way: if you had a nice car and allowed it to rust without doing anything about it, that would be pretty stupid. It would quickly become an immovable heap of rust, incapable of transporting you anywhere. Fuck! I just cracked the shit out of my neck. Uh-oh. Yikes. Ow. Incapable of transporting you anywhere. However, it wouldn't be the end of the world, as it's only a question of money. But your body is the vehicle that carries you through life. We all say that our health is the greatest asset. Ask any sick millionaire. Most of us can look back on an illness or accident in our lives where we prayed to get better. By being a porn user, you're not only letting the rust get in and doing nothing about it, you're systematically destroying the one vehicle used to go through your entire life. Wise up. You don't have to do this. Remember, it's doing absolutely nothing for you. Just for a moment, take your head out of the sand and ask yourself that if you knew with certainty that your next session would start a process that would make you utterly unresponsive to someone you deeply love. Ah, man. That's very true. It kills you, man. It makes you only interested in what's behind the screen. Real people don't interest you anymore. would you continue using? Speaking to the people this happens to, they certainly didn't expect it would happen to them either. And the worst thing isn't the disease itself, but the knowledge that they've brought it on themselves. Try to imagine how people would have hit the button, who've hit the button feel. For them, the brainwashing is ended. They spend the remainder of their lives thinking, why did I kid myself for so long that I needed to masturbate to internet porn? If only I had the chances to go back. Stop kidding yourself. You have that chance. It's a chain reaction. If you engage in the next porn session, it will lead you to the next one and the next one. It's already happening to you. Easy Peasy promises no shock treatment. So if you're already decided that you're going to stop, the following won't be shocking for you. If you haven't, skip the remainder of this chapter and come back once you've read the rest of the book. Yikes, wait, this is kind of dangerous work. Usada Kensitsu. Okay, this is for you guys as well. Leave the stream if you haven't decided to stop. I'm not skipping the chapter because I do want to stop. But if you're someone who still doesn't know if they should stop or not, then stop watching. Alright? Alright? Also, yeah. Do you want me to make me angry or something, or like what? I don't get it. The stream title literally says go watch the other two streams. Do you do that deliberately? Just comment that to just make me angry or something? I don't care at this point. I just put it in the title. If you don't want to cure yourself, I'm not gonna get angry anymore. It's your life, it's your choice. Be addicted, I don't give a shit anymore. I keep telling you to start reading the book from the start, because that's what the book is saying. If you don't want to listen, then well, that's your choice. Anyways, as I'm saying, the book says if you haven't decided to stop, then skip this. So leave the stream. Leave the stream if you haven't decided to stop, because apparently this chapter is gonna get ugly. Volumes upon volumes of research has already been written about the damage internet porn causes to our sex lives and mental well-being. The trouble is that until deciding to stop, they don't want to know. Forums and mentor groups are a waste of time because porn puts the blinders on, makes you stupid, blind. If inadvertently read, the first thing they do is open their favorite tube site. Porn users tend to think of the happiness, stress, and sex hazard as a hit and miss affair. Hit and miss, I guess they know. Okay, sorry. The like stepping on a landmine. Get it into your head. It's already happening. Every single time you open your porn site, you're triggering dopamine flooding, and opioids get to work. The neural water slides are greased, and the ride takes you smoothly through the next steps. Your brain, having already given in to the script, the nervous system is now flooded by dopamine, and since it's the fuck is this word?
Umpteenth.
Signs something happened many. Oh, it's like the many lapis lazuli. You know, many. It's many umpteenth. And since it's the umpteenth time, the many time, dopamine receptors close up, and the little monster uses this slight dip in pleasure compared to the last time to drive you even further over the lead line to more shocking porn or behavior in order to release more dopamine. More novelty, more dopamine, and the little monster tells you to keep going. So many pictures and videos in a single session triggers a supernormal stimulus, injecting more chemicals into the brain. And why is my sister's husband screaming at Luna? Is she playing with a knife or something? I need to go check. I don't know, should I go check? Nah, he got it. Oh my god, Luna, of course. I jinxed it. Be right back, let me go check on Luna. Yeah, it's doomed. She's gonna keep crying. Nothing I can do about it. I think some of my friends, they look innocent and pure. I mean, it doesn't matter. Of course, it's not all men or all women, right? Don't let Luna read it. Luna can't read, you fucking idiot. She's 3-year-old. Anyways, as I'm saying, the the whole. I'm pretty sure. Luna, please. Anyways, pretty sure you understand this, but watching and like trying to masturbate and all these things, they're not something that you say in public. It's something that even though you do it, you kind of don't want people to know because you know it's bad for you. So even if you look innocent, that doesn't mean you don't do it. Or if they do, then hopefully they stop soon. You know, that's all I can say to them. But it's not about men or women. Both do it. The innocent one is the hardcore. That might be true. That might be true. Who knows? Where was I? The entire time, your receptors are receiving information to shut down in response to the flooding. Orgasm only increases this effect and leads to withdrawal. You're in denial since the little monster craves for its fix with no real pain and discomfort. The threat of having erectile dysfunction terrifies many, which is why they block it from their mind and overshadow it with the fear of stopping. It's not that the fear is greater, but quitting today is immediate. Why look on the negative side? Perhaps it won't happen anyway, having Bond to have quit by then anyways. Alright, this is important. This is very important. Listen, chat. The reason why people don't get scared away, yeah, innocent kaiju, EX. The reason why people don't get scared away is because we all deep inside think, you know, if they tell you your brain is losing blah blah blah, this bad, all these bad things are happening, and the worst things that are gonna happen later, erectile dysfunction and all these things, the reason why you don't stop is because you're thinking of the, you know, of the future, and like you'll be like, perhaps it won't happen anyway, you know. Maybe I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna quit by then. You know, by the time I'm gonna be close to having my PP not work anymore. You know, I'll have already stopped. This is like always in our subconscious, and I'm pretty sure you guys, even if you never thought about it specifically this way, if you think about it right now, you probably you'll feel, oh yeah, that might be the case. You know, I always feel like maybe I'll quit before these things. Otherwise, then you know. It's not like you'll be in your right mind hearing all these like horrible things that's gonna happen to you, and you're gonna keep going. Anyways, we tend to think of porn as a tug of war. On one side is fear. It's unhealthy, filthy, and enslaving. On the other side, the positive, it's my pleasure, my friend, my crutch. It never seems to occur to us that this side is also fear. It's not that we enjoy porn, it's that we tend to be miserable without it. Heroin addicts deprived of heroin go through misery, but the picture, the utter joy when they're finally allowed to plunge a needle into their veins, that end that terrible craving. Try to imagine how anyone could actually believe they get pleasure from sticking a hypodermic syringe into a vein. Non-heroin addicts don't suffer that panic feeling, and heroin doesn't relieve the feeling, it causes it. Non-users, Luna, please. Non-users don't feel miserable that they aren't. I can't believe she's been awake this whole time, just screaming all the time. Too distracting? Okay, I'll stop it. For you guys, for me, it's gonna keep going. I need it to distract me from Luna screaming. Alright, as I'm saying, non-users don't feel miserable if they aren't allowed to use porn. It's only users that suffer that feeling. Internet porn doesn't relieve the feeling, it causes it. The fear of the negative consequences doesn't help users quit. liking, likening to the feeling to walking through a minefield. If you get away with it, fine. But if you were unlucky, you stepped on a mine and faced the consequences. If you knew the risks and were prepared to take them, what did it have to do with anyone else? Addicts in this state typically develop the following evasive tactics. You'll eventually get old and lose your sexual prowess anyways. That's actually pretty wrong. I know a guy who's like 100 years old, apparently. And of course, since he's 100 years old, he's single. Man, Luna keeps fucking screaming. Man, I can't take it. I can't take it. I don't want her to scream. I didn't even sleep at night because of how she keeps screaming. I didn't sleep in the morning. I didn't sleep at any time. Oh man, I'm gonna just make the BGM louder. It's the only way. Anyways, you'll eventually get old and lose your sexual prowess. Yeah, that's not true. It actually stays for a while, trust me. I mean, it depends on if you're a porn user or not, but definitely there's a lot of people who stays with a lot, like a long time. But yeah, it does go away eventually. Of course you do, but sexual prowess isn't the point. We're talking slavery here. Even if that's the case, is that a logical reason for deliberately cutting yourself short? Quality of life is more important than just living. Precisely, are you suggesting that the quality of life of an addict is greater than someone who isn't addicted? Do you really believe the quality of a user life is better than a non-user? A life spent covering their head in the sand and being miserable doesn't sound like a pleasant one. I'm single and not planning to settle down in the future, so why not? Even if that were true, is that a logical reason for playing with neurological impulse-controlled mechanisms? Can you possibly conceive of anyone being stupid enough to strip naked whenever they're alone? Regardless of how sure they aren't expecting anyone, that's what porn users effectively do. Progressive gunging up of our reward circuits with excessive stimulation and making them incapable of handling normal stresses of life doesn't help in enjoying your life with enthusiasm and vigor. Porn and masturbation has replaced the natural sexual appetite, like a chocolate bar replacing real food. Unsurprisingly, many doctors and psychologists are now relating various mental health problems to physiological causes. The mainstream medical community has labored that porn has never been scientifically proven to be the direct cause of the issues reported by self-confessing individuals, but admitting one's sexual inability in public is such a shame-triggering event. Why would anyone do this unless they were really concerned, having found the cause and eliminating it from their own lives? Easy Peasy will help you rid yourself of porn and become a happy ex-user. No porn, porn-aided masturbation, or unnecessary orgasms. The only aid will be the touch, smell, scent of your partner. That actually sounds very beautiful. Because that's how humans are, originally. You're supposed to get, horny when it's time to get horny. We just live in a society now where everything makes you horny on the internet and everything just makes you go ooga booga. Like whole grain bread after a well-developed appetite, you'll no longer want the high fructose corn syrup of the internet porn. Evidence so overwhelming as to not need proof. When I bang my thumb with a hammer, fuck, don't say that. Ow! Fuck, I actually did that before. Ow! When I bang my thumb with a hammer, it hurts. It needs not to be proven. The stress of internet porn has flow-on effects onto other aspects of the user's life. The user's life. Huh? 1 second, chat. My bad, man. Luna just flooded the whole house, man. Wow, kids. She flooded the house. Like, so much water, man. You can't even walk. How did she do that? Oh, man. I sometimes I wonder, like, when am I gonna be free of Luna's bullshit? But the problem is, when she grows up, yeah, all these problems might stop and like the screaming and kids stuff, but at the same time, she won't be cute anymore. She will be a teenager who's gonna be like, ha, fuck you, uncle. You're fucking kimochiwari. And she's gonna call me kimoi. And one day she's gonna grow up to be a bad girl and call me kimoi, her own uncle, man. Can't believe it. I'm living in despair. What are we talking about? Oh shit, right. Reading book. We read book. The book said, wait, was someone skipping? What did I say about skipping? What did I say? What did I say about skipping? Huh? What did I say about skipping, chat? Again, I'm gonna stop babysitting you all. Luna's enough babysitting. If you guys want to skip, then fucking skip. I don't care. Anyway, where were we? Yeah, this thing, the great thing. The only aid will be the touch, smell, and scent of your partner. Like whole grain bread after well-developed appetite, you'll no longer want the high fructose corn syrup of internet porn. Evidence so overwhelming. Oh wait, we already read this. This one. The stress of internet porn has flow-on effects into other aspects of users' life, predisposing many to turn to drugs such as cigarettes and alcohol to cope. In some instances, even turning the host to consider suicide. Oof. Users also suffer illusions that the ill effects of porn are overstated. The reverse is the case. There is no doubt that the internet porn is the major cause of sexual dysfunction and many other problems. How many divorces has been caused by porn? There are no reliable ways to know, but the searches of online communities suggest that the number is growing exponentially. Yikes. Imagine telling yourself, oh, I'm use porn until I get married, and then that's it. And then you get married, and you lose your partner because you're addicted to porn. Because you can't stop. Can't stop watching. So you lose the wife that you worked hard to marry. Yikes. Imagine. There's an episode of Friends where the guys who were receiving continuous free porn on TV started to wonder why the pizza delivery girl didn't ask to check out their big bedroom. What? There's an episode of Friends where the guys who were receiving continuous free porn on TV started to wonder why the pizza delivery girl didn't ask to check out their big bedroom. Why would the pizza delivery girl? I thought dudes only deliver pizza. What? And they always look at me like, hey, where's the tip? My guy, I don't give out tip. I'm a fucking cheapskate. Leave me alone. What, chat, one time, this is a true story, by the way. One time, after I got my pizza, yeah, it was Domino's pizza, by the way. I'm calling you out, you fucking assholes. After I got my pizza, all right, the fucker texted me. He texted my phone number and said, thanks for the tip, man, because I didn't give him a tip. This passive-aggressive piece of shit. I'm not entitled to give you a tip, my guy. Get the fuck out. Disgusting. I'm already paying like fucking $10 for delivery. You want the tip? Sorry. Anyways, maybe if it was a girl, I could have given a tip, because, at least she's eye candy. Anyways, when you're addicted, you invariably project porn fantasies on real women. Imagine what careless or even accidental porn exposure on the darker side of the internet might do to someone already at tipping point in their life. Fighting against these porn-induced thoughts will be a major drain on their mental health. Here's another thought experiment. Let's say someone comes to you and says they don't necessarily want an orgasm, but very much want to make love. What? Even penetrative. What? What kind of example is this? Okay. They want to do it for as far as you can go without an orgasm. But if that happens, then it's fine. I assure you of a phenomenal new sexual experience for far better than, huh? I'm confused. But if it happens, then it's fine. I assure you of a phenomenal new sexual experience far better than any other. Even if you get that offer, try it. What? Confused. I'm very confused. What's with this passage? It makes no sense. Effects of the brain makes us tend to think like the man who, falling off a 100-story building, is quoted saying as he whizzes past the 50th floor, "So far, so good." Yikes. Really? We think that as we've gotten away with it so far, one more porn session won't make the difference. See it another way. The habit is a continuous chain for life, with each session creating the need for the next. When you start the habit, you light a fuse. Well, it's not a habit, it's the quote-unquote habit, as in like the habit. It's an addiction, by the way. You light a fuse. The trouble is you don't know how long the fuse is. Every time you give in a porn session, you're one step closer to the bomb exploding. How will you know if it's the next one? All right. Wait, Heaven's Feel Blu-ray released today? Oh my God, wasn't it supposed to release in 2021? Oh fuck, it's 2021. Holy shit, it's been so long, I actually forgot. Yo, chat, watch along party for Heaven Feels 3 and Heaven Feels. No, how about we do all three of them? I'm gonna rewatch Heaven Feels 2, and then Heaven Feels 3. Watch party, let's go. Definitely gonna do it, why not? Definitely we should do that. Echo Mike is giving me church vibes. Well, too bad I've never went to a church. Anyways, where were we? I'm from 2024. Goddamn. Tell me, in the future, will I quit porn, my guy? Will I be free of this struggle? Anyways, another great joy. Wait, no, we didn't even start. 9.1. Yeah, I'll do a watch along maybe. There's so many chapters left. It's almost April. Yikes. It is almost April. Yikes. Don't remind me, man. How did we even go through this quickly? April Fools is so near. I don't do April Fools. I don't give a shit about this shit. Waste of time. Users find it very difficult to believe that internet porn actually causes those insecure feelings. When you're out late at night after a contentious day at home or work, non-users don't suffer from that feeling. It's porn that causes it. Dun, 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 dun. Another of the great joys of quitting porn is the freedom from sinister black shadows at the back of our mind. All users know they're fools. You fool! You activated my trap card. Unporn the porn. All users know they're fools to close. Their minds from the ill effects of pornography. For most of our lives, it's automatic, but the black shadows are always lurking in our subconscious minds. Just below the surface, several of the marvelous benefits of quitting are conscious, such as the waste of time and the sheer stupidity of making love to a two-dimensional image. Well, it's not making the... Okay, I guess, maybe. The last chapters have dealt with the considerable disadvantages of being a non-user, but in the interest of fairness, it's necessary to give a balanced account. Therefore, the next page lists the advantages of being a user. Let's go, the advantages of being a porn user. Let's go next chapter. Thank you for coming to chapter 10, next chapter. The willpower method. It's an accepted fact in society that it's very difficult to stop porn. Books and forums advising you on how to stop usually start off by telling you how difficult it is. The truth is, it's ridiculously easy. It's understandable to question that statement. But first, just consider it. If your aim is running a mile in 4 minutes, that's difficult, and you'll have to undergo years of hard training, and even then possibly physically. What? If your aim is running a mile in 4 minutes, you can't run a mile in 4 minutes. There's no fucking way. My peak is 5 minutes, and that's not a mile. That's a kilometer. 5:30 even. You can't run a mile in 4 minutes. There's no fucking way. Unless you're like a professional Olympics guy. I don't know. Years of high, and even then, possibly being physically incapable. Yeah, sometimes even your physical just can't do it. There's the limit to human. Is this spoilers? Wait, what? Spoilers? Oi, don't spoil. Fuck. No spoilers. Bye. Oi. All right, where were we? Dun, 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 dun. However, all you have to do is stop porn, is to not watch it and or masturbate anymore. Nobody forces you to masturbate apart from yourself. And unlike food, hey, what? Is to not watch shit or masturbate anymore. And or. That's weird. So that means if you just stop masturbating but watch, it's fine? I mean, why would you watch if you're not gonna masturbate? I guess that makes no sense. Nobody forces you to masturbate apart from yourself. And unlike food or water, it isn't needed for survival. So if you want to stop doing it, why should it be difficult? In fact, it isn't. It's users who make it difficult for themselves through the use of willpower or any method that forces the user to feel like they're making some sort of sacrifice. Let's consider these methods. This is important. This chapter is about the willpower method. Just don't watch it, lol. Just don't watch porn, lol, forehead. Just don't do it, forehead. Shut the fuck up. Anyways. We don't decide to become users. We merely experiment with porn magazines and websites because they're awful. That's right, awful. Apart from our desired clip, we are convinced that we can stop whenever we want to. At first, we watch those first few clips when we want to and on special occasions. Before we realize it, we're not only visiting those sites regularly and masturbating when we want to, we're masturbating them daily, even when you don't want to. Alright? Kami Tsurugi's community posts always get recommended to me. By the way, I used to like seeing Kami Tsurugi's posts until I realized that guy steals content from other sub-channels, TL clip channels, and doesn't even link. At least when you're trying to steal the content of another clipper who worked so hard on clipping something, at least maybe, put in the description the original video that you're clipping. How dare you call yourself a channel that you literally just clipping another clip? That guy edited, clipped, translated, and you just took one part of his work and then not even credited it. Just click on the 3 dots right next to the community post and put "don't recommend this community post to me again," and it's gone. That's what I did. I don't care if he posts lewds or some shit. I don't care, man. Horrible people, I don't want to see them around. All right. Where were we? Masturbating. We're masturbating to them daily. Porn has become a part of our lives, ensuring we require an internet connection whenever we go. We then believe we're entitled to love, sex, orgasm, and the stress relieving proportions, properties of porn. It doesn't seem to occur to us that the same clip and actors don't provide us with the same degree of arousal, and we've been fighting against the red line. The red line to avoid bad porn. In fact, masturbation and internet porn neither improves our sex lives or reduces stress. merely that users believe they can't enjoy life or handle stress without an orgasm. It usually takes a long time to realize that we're hooked because we suffer from the illusion that users watch porn because they enjoy it and not because they need to. When we're not enjoying porn, which we can never do unless novelty, shock, or escalation is added, we're under the illusion that we can stop whenever. This is the confidence trap. I don't enjoy porn, so I can stop whenever I want to. Only that you never seem to want to stop. It's usually not until we actually try to stop that we realize, okay, sorry for like interrupting again. Even the whole like posting lewds, even if you're like posting lewds in your Clipper channel, even that, pains me even harder. A lot of the people who subscribe to him is just because of these community posts, right? And it's not like he's the artist. If you are the artist, then yeah, I'll be, wow, okay, you're showing off your own talent, your own hard work, and that's why you're gaining subscribers of it. But no, this guy is only posting that shit on YouTube and gaining on subscribers and like attention, recognition, and YouTube is recommending his posts more and more to more people because they think he's doing like something good. It's sad how it's only copyright problems and everyone's like, oh my god, copyright, when it's about music. But when it's about other people's hard work, no one can get like copyright strike anything. Anyways, it's usually not until we actually try to stop that we realize a problem exists. The first attempts are generally early, triggered by meeting a partner and noticing they aren't quite enough after initial dates. Another common reason is noticing health effects present in daily life. Yep. Regardless of reason, the user always waits for a stressful situation, whether health or sex. As soon as they stop, that little monster begins to get hungry. The user then wants something to pump their dopamine, such as cigarettes, alcohol, or their favorite internet porn. With their harem only a click away, unlike cigarettes or alcohol, which needs money or time to go get them, the porn cache is no longer in the basement. It's virtual and accessible from anywhere. If their partner is around or they're with friends, they no longer have access to their virtual harem, making them even more distressed. Boom, 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 boom. If the user has come across scientific material or online communities, they will be having tug of war in their mind, resisting temptations and feeling deprived. Their way to usually relieve stress is now unavailable, suffering a triple blow. The probable result after this period of torture is compromise. I'll cut down, or I've picked the wrong time, or perhaps I'll wait until the stress has gone from my life. However, once the stress has gone, there's no reason to stop, and the user doesn't decide to quit again until another stressful time. Oh fuck, yikes. Until another stressful time. Of course, greetings, been a while. Yes, Ezra, it's been a while. I haven't seen your name in a while. Of course, there's never a right time because life for most people become more stressful. We leave the protection of our parents, entering the world of setting up home, taking on mortgages, having children, and having more responsible jobs. Regardless, the user's life cannot become less stressful because porn actually causes stress. The quicker the user passes on to the escalation stage, the more distressed they become, the greater the illusion dependency grows. In fact, it's an illusion that life becomes more stressful in porn, or similar crutches creates that illusion. This will be discussed in greater details later, but after these initial failures, the user usually relies on the possibility that one day, they will wake up, one day they will wake up and just not want to masturbate or use porn, etc. This hope is usually kindled by stories heard from other ex-users. I wasn't serious until I had a fading penetration. Then I didn't want to use porn. What? This hope is usually kindled by stories heard from other ex-users. I wasn't serious until I had a fading penetration. What's a fading penetration? Oh, yikes. So it just like, it grows limp midway? Yikes. Then I didn't want to use porn anymore and stop masturbating. Don't kid yourself. These rumors, and you will discover they're never quite as simple as they appear. Usually the user has already been preparing to stop and merely use the incident as a springboard. More often, in the case of people who stop just like that, they suffered a shock, perhaps a discovery of their partner, or a self-spotting incident. Yeah, I mean, are you going to wait until your wife finds out? Yikes. Well, she's definitely not going to be happy. Self-spotting incident of accessing porn that not of their normal sexual orientation, or they had a sexual dysfunction, scare themselves. That's just the sort of person I am. Stop kidding yourself. It won't happen unless you make it happen. Let's consider in greater detail why the willpower method is so difficult. For most of our lives, we adopt the head in the sand, I'll stop tomorrow approach. At odd times, something will trigger off an attempt to stop. It may be concerns about health, virility, or I did that the other stream. Virility have to sound British. Okay, one more time. Just need to listen to it.
Virility.
Virility. All right. Virility. Oh, mate. Oh, bro. Virility. Yeah, okay. Virility. All about self-analysis and realizing we don't actually enjoy it. Whatever the reason, we start weighing up the pros and cons of porn. Sex is split into the tantric, touch, smell, and voice, and propagative orgasm. This is one of the major keys in opening our mind. Without this important distinction, there'll be conclusion which leads to failure. On rational assessment, we find out that we've known our entire lives. The conclusion is 1,000 times over. Stop watching it. Stop it. Get some help. Oh, this chapter is very long. Probably going to end the stream after this one. I mean, would have finished good amount of chapters. My back hurts. I want to end the stream now, but I have to read. If you were to sit down and give points to the advantages of stopping and compare them to the advantages of porn, the total point count for stopping would far outweigh any disadvantages. If you employ Pascal's wager, by quitting you're losing almost nothing, with high chances of gain and higher chances of not losing. Although the user knows they'll be better off as a non-user, the belief they're making a sacrifice trips them. Although an illusion is powerful, they don't know why, but the user has the belief that during the good and bad times of life, the sessions appear to help. Even before starting their attempt, social brainwashing, further reinforced by the brainwashing from their own addiction, is combined with the even more powerful brainwashing of how difficult it is to give up. Man, it is like a couple of brainwashing everywhere. Hearing stories of those who stopped for many months and still desperately crave, and accounts of disgruntled quitters having stopped and spending the rest of their lives bemoaning the fact that they'd love to have a session. Tales of users stopping for many months or years, living happily only to have one peek at porn and suddenly hooked again. This is me. This is Mr. Almico. stopped for years, and then one peaked, ruined me again. Well, it was a weak moment, honestly. I was feeling like garbage. They probably know several, in the advanced stages of the disease, visibly destroying themselves and clearly not enjoying life, yet continue to use. Additionally, they've probably suffered one or more of those experiences themselves. So instead of starting with the feeling, great, have you heard the news? I don't need to watch porn anymore. They start instead with feelings of doom and gloom. Doom and gloom. No, I mean, it's supposed to be good news, no? As if trying to climb Everest or Evergreen. Y'all know Evergreen? Eluded Evergreen, goddamn. And they falsely determine that once the little monster has its hooks into you, you're hooked for life. Many users start the attempt by apologizing to their girlfriends or wives. Look, I'm trying to give up porn. I'll probably be irritable for the next couple of weeks. Try to bear with me. Most attempts are doomed before they begin. Assume that the user survives a few days without a session. They're getting back their arousal and they are starting to recover. They haven't opened their favorite tube sites and they're consequently getting aroused by normal stimulus they'd previously zoned out at. The reasons that decided to stop in the first place are rapidly disappearing from their thoughts. Like seeing a road. Oh wow, that's actually very weird, dangerous, man. Like seeing a bad road accident while driving, slowing you down for a while. Yikes. But stomping your foot on the throttle the next time you're late for an appointment. Yikes. Yeah, it's true. You see a road accident and you drive slowly. Especially me. I drive like a fucking moron, man. I always drive in a way that probably makes people who are with me want. Well, they always scream at me, but yeah, I should reflect on that. Yeah. All right, next. On the other side of the war is the little monster who still hadn't had its fix. There's no physical pain. If you had the same feeling because of a cold, you wouldn't stop working or get depressed. You'd laugh it off. All the users know that they want is to visit their harem. The little monster knows this and starts up the big brainwashing monster, causing the same person who has a few hours or days earlier listing all the reasons to stop to now desperately search for excuse to start again. They begin saying things like, life is too short, a bomb could go off. I could step under a bus tomorrow. I've left it too late. They tell you everything to give you an addiction nowadays. They tell you everything gives you an addiction nowadays. I've picked the wrong time. I should have waited until after Christmas, after holidays and tests, after this stressful event in my life. I can't concentrate. This is me, definitely. I'm getting irritable and bad-tempered. I can't even do my job properly. Man, true. My family and friends won't love me. Let's face it, for everybody's sake, I have to start again. I'm a confirmed sex addict, and there's no way I'll ever be happy again without an orgasm. Nobody can survive without sex, brainwashed by well-meaning people who don't consider the distinction between tantric and propagative sex. I knew this would happen. My brain is sensitized by delta phosphate due to the changes affected by dopamine surges because of my past excessive porn that can never be removed from the brain. Well, that's not true. It can be removed. You're just supposed to stop and it goes away. At this stage, the user usually gives in, firing up the browser. Oh no. Oh no. You guys know this is big. It's big, man. You guys take the pill, I won't be real anymore. Oh no. She I actually don't know how to say it. How the fuck do you say it? schizophrenia. Schizophrenia, alright, so it's called schizophrenia. Schizophrenia increasing. On one hand, there's the tremendous relief of ending the craving as the little monster finally gets its fix. On the other hand, the orgasm is awful and the user cannot understand why they're doing it. That is very true. It's like the garbage is fucking garbage, man. It always makes you feel like shit. Then why am I doing it? Seriously. This is why the user think they lack willpower. It's not in fact lack of willpower. All they've done is to change their mind and make a perfectly rational decision in light of latest information. What's the point of being healthy or rich if you're miserable? Shut the fuck up. Absolutely none. So far better to have a short, enjoyable life than a lengthy, miserable one. And fortunately, this is untrue for a non-user. As life infinitely more enjoyable, the misery the user is suffering isn't due to withdrawal pangs through its initially triggered by them. The actual agony.
You will only prolong your agony.
Agony is the tug of war in the mind caused by doubt and uncertainty, because the user starts by feeling they're making a sacrifice. Then they begin to feel deprived, which is a form of stress. One of these stressful times is when the brain tells them to have a peak. That's true. Wanting to backtrack as soon as they stop, but because they stop, they can't, and this makes them even more depressed and sets the trigger off again. Another factor making quitting so difficult is waiting for something to happen. If your objective is passing or driving a test, or passing a driving test, as soon as you've passed the test, it's certain whether you achieved your objective. Under the willpower method, the eternal narrative is, if I can go long enough without porn, the urge to watch it will eventually go. You can see this in practice in online forums. They talk about their streaks or days of yeah, a lot of apps on phone as well. It's like the app is literally counting how many days you've stopped. Yeah, I've had an app I've stopped for so many days, but then like, when will the urge go, man? How long? I said I can long enough without porn, but how long is that long? Willpower isn't exactly the best idea. As said above, the agony the user undergoes is mental and caused by uncertainty. Although there is no physical pain, it still has powerful effects. Now miserable and insecure, the user is far from forgetting, now full of doubts and fears. How long will the craving last? That's true. Like, even though I stopped for so long, why is it still there? Will I ever be happy again? I don't know about this one. Will I ever want to get up? Huh? Will I ever want to get up in the morning? Yes. How will I ever cope with stress in the future? The user is waiting for things. The user is waiting for things to improve. But while they're still moping, the harem is becoming even more precious. In fact, something is happening, but unconsciously, they can survive weeks without opening the browser. The craving for a little monster disappears. However, as stated previously, the pangs of withdrawal from dopamine and opioids are so mild that the user isn't even aware of them. At this time, many users sense they've kicked it, and so take a peek to prove it, sending them back down the water slide. Oh, actually, that's true, man. I've done that before. It's like, it's been like a month or so, and I'm like, I'm good. I'm already past it. And then you take a peek at something lewd or some shit, and woohoo, you're back. Literally back this water slide. It's pain, man. It's actually absolute pain. At least chapter 21 is called The Easy Way to Stop. So once we get to chapter 21, we're gonna finally stop. Maybe, who knows? Sending them powers like there's now a little voice at the back of their mind saying, "You want another one." In fact, they kicked it, but have hooked themselves again. Yeah, we are in chapter 11 right now. Oi, don't spoil chapter 10. Come on, Zed. What's wrong with you? Pen pickle. Pen pickle. Funny. Funny pen pickle moment. You know what's also funny? You know what's also funny, bro?
コケキお兄ちゃん。フラ。
フラ。
ペコペコペコペコ。ワビワビワビバブ。トマトみたい。気持ち悪い。キモいよ。クソガキがよ、早くご飯食いに行けよ。バカ言ってんじゃねえよ、この放送よ。クソガキ。早く正月開けて学校に行ってみろよ。お前後で体育館の裏に来いよ。ボコボコにしてやっから。ほんとさ、エロガキだね。違うペコ。
違うペコよ。
そんなバナナ。それはアルキメデスだね。それほんとペコ。嘘ペコでしょ。あんたさ、オッケーペコ。
Okay, Peko. Oh, sorry, I got distracted. Where were we at? I got very distracted. I'm sorry. Oh fuck, I got so distracted. What are we talking about? What stream is this? Who are you guys? What? Anyways, back to the thing. Yes, let's finish the book. Oh wait, you guys don't want to listen. Only I listen. Anyways, as a child, you've watched cartoons. Cartoons? No, man. I watch fucking anime. The fuck? And as per neuroscience, you formed neural pathways, delta phosphate, for them. If you wanted to discourage a child from watching, you'd study if those pathways still existed. And survey adults on why they don't like to watch their favorite childhood cartoons anymore. For one, there is better entertainment available, and secondly, the cartoons just don't hold the magic. With the well, they do. What do you mean? Okay, some of them don't, but with the willpower method, you're just denying the child the cartoon. But with easy peasy, you're making sure they see no value in it. Which is better? Easy peasy better. The user won't usually get into another session immediately thinking, I don't want to get hooked again, and allows a safe period of hours, days, or even weeks to pass. The ex-user can then say, well, I didn't get hooked. What? Well, I didn't get hooked, so I can safely have another session. What? That's stupid. They're falling back into the same trap. Same trap as when they first started and are already on the slippery slope. Are we not done yet? Wow, I need to go sleep or something. Anyways, users who succeed in using the willpower tend to find it long and difficult because the primary problem is the brainwashing. Long after the physical addiction has died, the user is still moping around miserable. Eventually, after surviving this long-term torture, it begins to dawn on them that they aren't going to give in. Stopping the moping and accepting that life goes on and is enjoyable without porn. There's significantly more failures than successes. Some who succeed go through their life in vulnerable states, left with a certain amount of the brainwashing telling them that porn does in fact give them a boost. This explains why many users who stopped for long periods of time starting again later on. Yep, that's me. You must be wondering how I got here. This all started in the summer of 1985. All right. Many users will have the occasional session as a special trait. That's true. Yep. It's like telling myself it's just a one-time thing. Fucking stupid, man. To convince themselves how strong their self-control is. Yikes. It does exactly that, but as soon as their session ends, the dopamine starts to leave and a little voice at the back of their minds begin driving them towards another one. If they decide to partake, it will still seem to be under control, no shock, escalation, or novelty to seeking to say that, marvelous, while I'm not really enjoying it, I won't get hooked after Christmas. This holiday, this trauma, I'll stop. Little do they know that the water slides of their brain has been greased even more. Too late, they're already hooked. The trap they managed to claw themselves out of has claimed its victim again. As previously said, enjoyment don't come into it. It never did. If we watched because of enjoyment, nobody would stay on the tube site for longer than it takes to finish the deed. And regardless, a better way to self-pleasure is from memories. We assume we enjoy internet porn only because we can't believe we'd be stupid enough to get addicted if we didn't enjoy it. Well, we all stupid enough, apparently. Most users don't have any idea about supernormal stimulus, novelty, or shock seeking. And even after reading about it, they don't believe their use is motivated by evolutionary reward circuit wiring. That's why so much of porn is subconscious. If you were aware of the neurological changes and had to justify it costing you money in the future, even the illusion of enjoyment would go. When we try to block our minds to go to the bad side, we feel stupid. If we had to face it, that would be intolerable. If you watch a user in action, you'll see they're happy only when unaware they're using. Once aware, they'll start to be uncomfortable and apologetic. Porn feeds the little monster, so upon purging it from your body along with the brainwashing Bing monster, you will neither need or desire to watch. Teach us how to purge, then. Teach us how to purge. Okay, I want to do this chapter, but I don't know, man. Should I do this chapter? It doesn't feel long. All right, let's do this chapter, Wes. Why not? All right, chapter 12. What in the Acer Bunny is this? I don't know, my guy Frank. Did you read the stream title? Because if you had the slightest amount of brain before asking this question, the stream that you clicked on, maybe you could have, read the stream title before clicking on the stream. Even after clicking on the stream, did you really think that asking me what is this about or what is this would be a good idea? Well, spoilers, it's not a good idea. You're an idiot. Go read the stream title. Anyways, man, I should be ignoring these. Please, just ignore it. Read, man. Many users resort to cutting down as a stepping stone towards stopping, or as an attempt to control the little monster. Many recommend cutting down or a porn diet as a pick-me-up. Using cutting down as a stepping stone to stopping is fatal. Yikes, fatal. That's big. It's these attempts to cut down that keeps us trapped for the remainder of our lives. Okay? Generally, cutting down follows failed attempts to stop. Cutting down follows failed attempts to stop. After a few hours or days of abstinence, the user says something like, I can't face the thought of going to sleep without visiting my online harem. So from now on, I'll just use porn once in 4 days or purge my collection of bad porn. If I can follow this porn diet, I can either hold it in or cut down even further. Certain terrible things now happen. One, they're stuck with the worst of all worlds, still addicted to porn and keeping the monster alive, not only in their body, but in their mind. Yep, because if you do that, the cutting down method is eventually going to lead you on to believing that, you don't have to stop. You'll never stop. And then you're going to live with the monster, even though you're supposed to purge it. See you later, Carson. Anyways, Charson or Carson? I think it's Carson. Charson. Char. Probably Charson. Yeah, Charson. Call me Charson. Yeah, sorry. Anyways, wishing their life away, waiting for the next session. Waiting for the next session. That's true. If you're someone who only does it and like cutting down, as in like I only want to do it in like once a week or something like that, you're gonna live your whole life waiting for that once a day in a weekday. Like if you say I'll only do it every Sunday, you're gonna keep thinking about Sunday your whole day, every day. That's kind of miserable, man. You're not gonna enjoy life only thinking about your Sundays. Prior to cutting down, whenever they wanted to visit the harem, they'd just fire up their browser and at least partially relieve their withdrawal pangs. Now, in addition to the normal stresses of life, they're causing themselves to suffer withdrawal pangs for most of their lives, which makes them even more miserable and bad-tempered. Yes, that's what I said. You're gonna get stressed out. You're gonna keep thinking, oh, I really wanna I do it, but I can't. I have to wait until that. Whilst indulging, they neither enjoyed most of the sessions nor realized they were using supernormal stimulus. It was automatic. The only harem visit that was enjoyed was one after a period of absence. Now that they wait an extra hour for each harem visit, they enjoy each one. The longer waited, the more enjoyable each session appears to become, because the enjoyment in session isn't the session itself; it's the ending of the agitation. Can I get this? Can I get this like noted? Someone write that down. Write that down. Write that down, chat. It's not that. Hi, bro. Did you just call my hat a mustache? Did you call my hat a mustache? Does this look like a mustache to you? I can't fucking believe you called my hat a mustache. I'm fucking done. I'm done. I'm ending the stream. All right, jokes aside. Some mustache. Stop calling it a mustache! It's not a mustache, my hat. Do you get a mustache on the top of your head? You stupid. When you want? Stupid. You stupid. It's not a mustache. Shut up. It's a hat. Oh my God. Fucking stupid. All of you are stupid. Fucking smart ass. Nice hat. Thank you, man. I know. Shadi, you're a real one, honestly. I know you had good taste. Thanks, man. I must ask you a question. Fuck you. Shut the fuck up. Must ask you a question. Anyways. Can I touch your hat? No. My hat only. No one touches my hat. A special hat. Anyways. Chat, if you don't shut the fuck up, I'm gonna grab my baguette and start hitting you with it. I'm not playing these games, chat. I will hit you with my baguette. I will do it. I will. Rodo baguetto. Okay, that's enough. I'm gonna put the baguette down. All right, where were we? Yes, this is important. Write this down. It's not that you're enjoying porn, it's that the ending of the agitation caused by the craving is making you feel better, right? It's like that you lost the suffering. The longer the suffering, the more enjoyable, quote unquote, enjoyable each session becomes. That's why trying to cut down is bad. I'm convinced. I was, at first, when the book, remember at the first stream when we were reading and I was like, I'm skeptical about this, I don't know. The book says don't stop and I feel weird about it. But now I agree. if you're stopping only because you want to like do it less and less, then that's 100% wrong. I'm convinced it will screw you up. So don't do that. Let's just find out how to stop using the correct way. The primary difficulty in stopping isn't the neurological addiction, which is easy. Users will stop without difficulty on various occasions. The death of a loved one, family or work affairs, etc. They will go, say, 10 days without access and it doesn't bother them. But if they went the same 10 days when they could have had access to porn, they'd be tearing their hair out. Yeah. Many users will get... Luna, why is Luna screaming? Oh my god. Anyways, many users will get chances during their workday and abstain. They'll pass through the Victoria's Secret. What's that? Victoria's Secret? Sexiest... What the fuck is this shit? Oh wait, get me out. What? I thought this was a metaphor. The hell is Victoria's Secret, guy? Swimming pools. What? Wait, is that a shop name? Is Victoria's Secret a shop name for lingerie or something and underwear? Is it? It's some underwear brand? Why do you know that? Yikes. Okay. Yikes. Okay. They'll pass through Victoria's Secret, swimming pools, and so on without undue inconvenience. Many will abstain if they... Many bra brand... Okay, chat. I get it. You guys are very, very cultured in the ways of women underwear. I don't know why. Many will abstain if they have to sleep on the couch temporarily to make space for a visitor, or are themselves visiting in the go-go bars or nudist beach. There have been no riots. Users almost pleased for someone or something to say they cannot view porn. In fact, users who want to quit get a secret pleasure out of going for long periods without harem visits, giving them hope that perhaps one day they'll never want it. That's true. Feels like even if you're not particularly, you want to stop, but if it's naturally happening a long time, they make a fashion show of it every year. Wow, I didn't know you guys were so good at pulled in by my mom multiple times. Yeah. Oh, wow. I mean, what? Your mom takes you with her buying underwear? Why? Oh wait, shit. I didn't consider the possibility that it could be a girl. If you're a girl, that's fine. Shit. I just imagined the weirdest fucking shit where your mother is buying underwear and taking you with her, a guy. And I was like, what? Why? Where do you live? I was a kid by then. Okay, that makes more sense. Say back then next time, please. Please. So, chat, can you not... So I like buying Mexican wrestling sessions. I did not want to know that. I did not want to know that you're buying women underwear for your Mexican wrestling sessions. My guy, don't tell me this shit. FYI. It's not TMI. Fucking too much information, man. I don't want to know that my viewers are all sick fucks, man. You probably wear the panties on your head just like in anime, and then start sniffing them. Oh no! 1 second, be right back. Luna's crying. Can you guys hear Luna crying? Be right back. One second, Luna's crying, she wants a hat. Oh my god, what? What are we talking about? Just finished the stream. Luna's just being insufferable today. I'm not gonna notice you. Shut up. Anyways, where were we? Don't you feel like an idiot saying notice me, notice me? Isn't that like the stupidest thing to do? Like, who taught you this shit? Give her her hat? No, I'm not giving anyone my hat. Shut the fuck up. Anyways, like seriously, if you genuinely want to be noticed, then say something funny or something. I'll notice you. And I'll even laugh and say your name and tell you thank you for making me laugh. But if you're gonna say, notice me, type in all caps, notice me, notice me, senpai, please notice me. Then no, it's not gonna work. But at least I think you're joking. I hope you're joking. Please don't be serious, because some people are actually serious about this shit and they get upset if I don't quote unquote notice them. Mouse stash. Shut up. Stop with the fucking stash puns. It hurts. Stop. Leave. It's not a. It's a hat. It's a hat, man. Stop. Let me just finish. The real problem when stopping is brainwashing, an illusion of entitlement that internet porn is some sort of a prop or reward, and life will never be the same without it. Far from turning you off internet porn, all that cutting down accomplishes is leaving you feeling insecure and miserable, because you feel like you're not strong-willed. That's why cutting down is bad. You feel like you can't stop. And miserable, convincing you that the most precious thing on earth is the new clip you missed. There is no way you'll be happy again without seeing it. There's nothing more pathetic than the user who's been trying to cut down, suffering from the illusion that the less porn they watch, the less they will want to visit online harems. The reverse is true. The less they watch porn, the longer they suffer withdrawal pangs, and the more they enjoy the relief of relieving them. However, they will notice their favorite genre isn't hitting the spot, but that won't stop them. If the tube sites were dedicated to only one star or genre, no user would go more than once. That's true. Difficult to believe? What's the worst moment of self-control one feels? I know. Waiting for 4 days and then having a climax. Then what's the most precious moment for most users on a 4-day porn diet? That's right, the same climax after waiting for 4 days. Yikes. Do you really believe that you're masturbating to enjoy the orgasms, or the more rational explanation that you need to relieve withdrawal pangs under the illusion that you're entitled to? Removal of the brainwashing is essential to remove illusions about porn before you extinguish that final session, right? So the book is saying you need to finish getting rid of the brainwashing and the little monster first, then we can do the final session and then stop forever, okay? Unless you've removed the illusion that you enjoy it before you close that window, there is no way you can prove it afterwards without getting hooked again. When hovering over bookmarks and saved pictures, ask yourself where the glory in this action is. Perhaps you believe that only certain clips are good of taste, like ones on habitual or favorite themes. If so, why bother to watch other videos or themes? Because you got into the habit? Why would anyone habitually mess up their brain and waste themselves? Nothing is different after a month. Why should a porn clip be any different? You can test this yourself. Find that hot clip from last month to prove it's different. Find that hot clip, yeah. Then set a reminder and watch the same clip after a month without porn. It will hit almost the same spot as it did last month. The same clip will be different after a social event where you're turned down or tested by a potential partner. Reason being that the addict can never be fully happy if the little monster remains unsatisfied. What if a superhuman power is super wank and is following this? Well, super wanker probably is gonna die after this book. May you rest in pieces, super wanker. Of course, Luna's still crying and screaming. the difference between okay, where does satisfaction come into it? It's just that they're miserable if they can't relieve their withdrawal symptoms. Why are you suddenly switching to symptoms instead of pangs? It's the same word. Anyways, Assalamualaikum. The difference between watching porn and not is the difference between being happy and miserable. That's why internet porn appears to be better. Whereas users who get on their sites first thing in the morning or porn are miserable whether watching it or not. Cutting down not only, man, that's so true, man. Cutting down not only doesn't work, but is the worst form of torture. It doesn't work because initially the user hopes that by getting into the habit less and less, they will reduce their desire to watch porn. It's not a habit, it's addiction. The nature of any addiction is wanting more and more and not less and less. Therefore, in order to cut down, the user has to exercise willpower and discipline for the rest of their lives. So cutting down means willpower and discipline forever. Stopping is far easier and less painful. And there is literally tens of thousands of cases in which cutting down has failed, me included. The problem of stopping isn't the dopamine addiction, which is easy to cope with. It's the mistaken belief that porn gives you pleasure, brought about initially by brainwashing received before we started using, further reinforced by the actual addiction. All cutting down does it is reinforce the fallacy further, to the extent that porn dominates their lives completely and convinces them that the most precious thing on earth is their addiction. The handful of cases that do succeed have been achieved by a relatively short period of cutting down, followed by going cold turkey. These users have stopped in spite of cutting down, not because of it. All it did was prolonging the agony.
You will only prolong your agony.
Okay. Failed attempts leaving users nervous wreck and even more convinced they're hooked for life. This is usually enough to keep them reverting back to their online harem for pleasure or crutch, or another crutch before the next attempt. However, cutting down does help to illustrate the futility of porn, clearly illustrating that visits to the harem are not enjoyable after periods of abstinence. You have to bang your head against a brick wall, suffer withdrawal pangs, in order to make it nice upon stopping. Therefore, the choices are: 1. Cutting down for life and suffering self-imposed torture, which you'll be unable to do anyways. 2. Increasingly torturing yourself for life, which is pointless. 3. Being nice yourself and cutting porn out altogether. So like stopping. That's the best choice. Number 3. Number 3, Burger King foot lettuce. The other aspect that cutting down demonstrates is that there's no such thing as the odd or the occasional harem visit. Internet porn is a chain reaction that will last the rest of your life unless you make a positive effort to break it. Remember, cutting down will drag you down. What? Cutting down will drag you down. Okay, remember? Do not cut down, will get fucked if you cut down. You either stop completely or not. Don't think of cutting down. Chapter 13. We have 10 minutes left. Can I read chapter 13? Yes, I can. It's not that long. Chapter 13. Just one peek. Oh my God. All right. Chapter 13, and then I end the stream. Just one peek is a myth that you must remove from your mind. It's just one peek that gets us started in the first place. It's just one peek that tied us over a difficult patch or a special occasion that defeats most of our attempts to stop. It's just one peek that, having succeeded in breaking the addiction, sends us back to the trap. Sometimes it's just to confirm they don't need porn anymore. And one harem visit does that. NNN is bad? Then yes. NNN is apparently a bad idea, because NNN will only make you value porn even more. Because throughout NNN, you will fail, or if you succeed, after NNN comes back, you will do it again. and you will just fall deeper into the addiction, because when you do it after and then, you'll feel amazing, and you'll feel like, oh man, this is the best thing in life, even though that's not the case. It's not like you feel amazing, you just feel free because you've been holding yourself back for a whole month. The after effects of porn will be horrible and convinces the user they'll never become hooked again. But they already are. The user feels that something making them. Thank you, Ikidono, for using the emote, by the way, like you promised. I mean, you know, I remember you saying that you will. The after effects of porn will be horrible, and convinces the user they'll never become hooked again. But they already are. The user feels that something making them so miserable and guilty shouldn't have made them do it, yet they did. It's the thought of one special occasion that often prevents users from stopping. The one after your long conference trip, a hard day at work, fight with the kids, or incident where your partner rejects you for sex. Get it firmly in your mind. There is no such thing as just one peak. It's a chain reaction that will last the rest of your life unless broken. The myth about the odd special occasion. One second. Okay. The myth about the odd special occasion, users moping after stopping, get into the habit of never seeing the no big deal session. It's fantasy. Whenever you think about porn, you see a filthy lifetime, spending eons behind a screen for the privilege of destroying yourself mentally and physically. A lifetime of slavery and hopelessness. It isn't a crime if your erections are unreliable, but it is when you could be happier long term, but instead choose to sacrifice for the short term pleasure. It's okay we can't always come up with something to do for the void. Doing that isn't realistically possible in every instance for our entire lives. We can plan most of them, but sometimes it just happens. Good and bad times also happen. Irrespective of porn, but get it clearly into your mind. The porn isn't it. You're stuck with either a lifetime of misery or none at all. There is no middle ground. You have to stop or just stuck. That's actually very smart to think about it. There's no such thing as cutting down. You're either gonna stop completely. You remembered? Yes, I do remember. You're either gonna stop 100% or you are going to be stuck for life. There is no such thing as cutting down. You need to be convinced that you will stop forever. There are no just a peak. There is no one time. You wouldn't dream of taking cyanide just because you like the taste of almond. Almondo, almondo, almondo. So stop punishing yourself with the occasional no big deal session. Ask a user with the issues. If you had the opportunity to go back to the time before you became hooked, would you become a user? The answer is inevitably you've got to be joking. Yet every user has that choice every day of their life. Wow. That's true, man. Look, every user has that choice every day of our life. Even today, we have that choice to quit before you even start. Because that's how it works. It's not about stopping for one day. No, it's about stopping completely. We have that choice every single day to completely stop. Why don't they opt for it? The answer is fear. The fear that they can't stop or life won't be the same without it. We have to get away that fear. Stop kidding yourself. You can do it. Anybody can. It's ridiculously easy, but in order to make it so, there are certain fundamentals to get clear in your mind. One, write that down, chat. There is nothing to give up, only marvelous positive gains to achieve. Nothing to give up, nothing to give up, nothing to give up. Okay. Two, never convince yourself of the odd, no big deal, or just one peak session. That's very important. Very important. It doesn't exist. There's only lifetime of filth and slavery. I've filled for this so many times. It's uncountable. The one-time thing. There is nothing different about you. Any user can find it easy to stop, okay? You're not weak. You're not, not up for it. Anyone can stop. Many users believe that they're confirmed addicts or have addictive personalities. This usually happens as a result of reading excessive amounts of shocking neuroscience. There is no such thing. Nobody is born with the need to masturbate to video clips before they become hooked. If it's the drug that hooks you, not the nature of your character or personality. The nature of addictive supernormal stimulus makes you believe this is the case. However, it's essential to remove this belief, because if you believe you're addicted, you will be. Even after the little monster in your body is long dead, it's essential to remove all of this brainwashing. Man, I feel like today's session is just gonna probably, obviously we're only halfway through the book, but I feel like this is like the strongest of sessions. We'll stop here at chapter 14. I'm gonna see you guys next time. Peace out. That sounds cringe. Otsumeka, bye bye. Smash that like button. Look at the graph. Look at the graph, chat. Look at this graph. Look at this graph right here. Only 80% of you are actually subscribed to PewDiePie. Look at the graph, man. Look, graph. Look. You see graph? All right. Now smash that. Smash that graph button. All right. Cringy YouTubers, man. All right. Bye-bye. GG. GG. Why GG? Let's make up. Bye-bye. See you later. Oh, wait. There's still 2 minutes until 2 hours. I'm going to have to wait until it's 2 hours for that sweet YouTube ad revenue. You know? Gotta extend the video because of that sweet ad revenue, man. Gotta get that